If you're watching this and you can still get out of a chair without help, consider yourself lucky. Because one day, if you're not careful, that simple act could be taken from you. Forever. Every single week, I see older adults lose the ability to walk, to bend, to live without pain. And here's the part that's hard to swallow. Most of it was preventable. Before we start, I want you to do something for your future self. Hit that subscribe button right now, because the exercises, tips, and strategies you'll see here could be the difference between living life on your feet and watching life pass you by from a chair. Today we're learning from one of the world's top experts in active aging, Dr. Vonda Wright, on how mobility is the medicine for a longer, stronger life. She calls it curing sedentary death syndrome. And trust me, once you hear what that really means, you'll never look at sitting still the same way again. Sedentary death syndrome. Sounds dramatic, right? But it's very, very real. It's not just about a stiff back or sore knees. It's the 33 chronic diseases that are killing millions of people every year: heart disease, stroke, diabetes, dementia, and they all have one common fuel source: not moving. Think about it. If you've got high blood pressure, your doctor gives you a pill. Heart trouble, another pill. Memory issues, more pills. But there's one prescription that helps all of them at the same time. And here's the kicker: you don't even need a pharmacy. That prescription is mobility. When you move your body, you're not just keeping your muscles and joints happy. You're literally switching on your mitochondria, the tiny engines inside your cells. You're clearing out toxic zombie cells that speed up aging. You're lowering inflammation before it destroys your health. In short, mobility isn't optional. It's survival. If you think you're too old or too weak to start, you've been lied to. There is no age where it's too late to take back your mobility. But every month you wait, your body loses ground. You may never get back. Here's the truth nobody tells you. The single most powerful predictor of how long and how well you'll live isn't your weight. It's your lean muscle mass, MOMO. That's right. The amount of healthy, active muscle you carry is more important than almost anything else when it comes to survival. Muscle isn't just for bodybuilders or athletes. It's a metabolic powerhouse, pulling sugar from your blood, protecting your bones, stabilizing your joints, and even talking directly to your brain through special longevity proteins. Lose too much of it, and your risk for falls, fractures, diabetes, and cognitive decline skyrockets. Keep it and you stay mobile, independent, and sharp, well into your later years. But here's the hard truth. If you're not actively building and protecting your muscle, you're losing it right now, at this very moment. And the older you get, the faster that loss happens. The good news: muscle responds at any age. Yes, even in your 70s, 80s, and 90s. But you have to start investing daily, because once it's gone, getting it back is 10 times harder. Most people think bones are just bones, a rigid scaffold that holds us up. But the truth is, almost nobody tells you. Bones are alive. They're dynamic, constantly sending messages throughout your body. When you walk, jump, or lift something heavy, you're not just making muscles stronger. You're waking up your bones, and they respond by releasing powerful hormones. One of those is called osteocalcin. It travels to your brain, helping you grow new neurons and keep your mind sharp. It talks to your muscles, making them better at using glucose so you can avoid diabetes. It even whispers to your pancreas to keep your blood sugar steady. And in men, it boosts testosterone. Now here's the magic. Your muscles talk back. Every time they contract, they release special proteins like irisin and the so-called longevity protein, clotho, which protects every organ in your body from aging too fast. That's why bone health and muscle strength are not two separate topics. They're one big conversation. And the more you move, the louder and healthier that conversation becomes. All right, no more theory. If you want to keep walking without fear, carry your own groceries at 90, and stay out of a hospital bed. Here are the 3 non-negotiables. Action number 1, lift heavy. As heavy as your bones will allow, 3 to 6 reps at a time. No, you don't need a gym. A heavy grocery bag, a sturdy backpack, even a big jug of water counts. Heavy lifting wakes up your stem cells, strengthens mitochondria, and makes sure you don't crumble from a simple fall. Action number 2, jump every day. Yes, jump, 20 times. Up and down the stairs, on a rebounder, even just gentle hops in place. This impact sends a signal to your bones. Grow stronger. Without that impact, bones quietly wither. Action number 3, get your heart rate up. A brisk 45 to 60-minute walk most days. Twice a week, add a short burst, a quick sprint, fast pedaling, or marching in place with energy. That spike floods your muscles and bones with youth-preserving signals. These 3 steps, they are your armor against fragility. Skip them, and the slow decline begins, and it's always faster than you think. Let me be blunt. You can exercise all day, but if your diet is silently poisoning you, you're still on the fast track to losing mobility. The single biggest food habit stealing your strength? Sugar spikes. Not just the candy or cake you see, but the hidden sugars in bread, sauces, healthy cereals, and packaged snacks. The average American swallows on 16 pounds of hidden sugar every month, without even realizing it. That's enough to keep your blood inflamed, your joints aching, and your muscles breaking down. So here's your rule. Aim for a flat glucose curve. That means eating lean protein, 1 gram per pound of lean body weight, and pairing any carbs with fiber. Think eggs with whole grain toast, salmon with leafy greens, beans with vegetables. Not a lonely white roll with butter. And supplements? This is where most people either waste money or save their bones. 3 to remember. Vitamin D for bone and brain health. Magnesium for muscle and nerve function, and potassium to help it all absorb. Most people over 60 are low in all 3, and they don't even know it. Ignore this, and you're choosing weak bones, brittle muscles, and a foggy mind. Fix it, and you give yourself decades of independence. Here's the hard truth most people don't want to face. Mobility is not a forever gift, it's a lease. And the rent is due every single day you wake up. I want you to picture this. You're 78 years old, standing in your kitchen, and you drop a jar of pickles. It rolls under the table. Now, can you get down there and pick it up without grabbing onto 3 chairs and saying a prayer for your knees? That single moment, the ability to squat, twist, and stand back up, is your independence test. Fail it, and suddenly you're relying on canes, rails, and people. Pass it, and you keep writing your own story. Mobility is independence insurance. The good news? It's one of the only forms of insurance you don't have to buy. You just have to earn it with daily action. Here at SeniorSpring Vitality, we reminds our members all the time. You can't borrow muscle from tomorrow. You either build it today or you lose it forever. The science backs it up. The human body doesn't retire unless you tell it to. Muscle fibers respond to challenges at 20, at 60, and even at 90. Bones will thicken if you ask them to work. Your balance will sharpen if you practice it. But the reverse is true too. Stop moving, and your body starts sending eviction notices to your abilities. So here's our 3-minute mobility drill. Do this every morning before coffee, and you'll be paying the rent on your independence. 1. Chair, sits. 10 slow, controlled sit-downs and stand-ups from a sturdy chair. No using your arms unless you need to. 2. Calf lifts. 20 rises onto your toes, holding a counter for balance. Builds ankle strength to prevent falls. 3. Reach and twist. Stand tall, reach one arm to the ceiling, and gently twist your torso side to side. This keeps your spine fluid and your core awake. Doesn't matter if you're in a studio apartment or a big house, these movements take less space than a kitchen rug. But done daily, they'll keep you capable of doing the things most people lose without even noticing. until it's too late. Remember, retirement is for jobs, not for your joints. The minute you stop making deposits into your mobility account, the balance starts dropping fast. You've heard the science, but now let's make it personal. Because the truth is, losing mobility isn't just about losing the ability to walk upstairs or carry groceries. It's about losing your freedom. Every single time you choose the couch over movement, every single time you let muscle go unused, you're sending a message to your body, I don't need this anymore. And your body listens. It starts dismantling what you don't use. But here's the miracle no one talks about. The same way your body lets go of muscle and bone, it can also rebuild them at any age. I've seen 80-year-olds triple their leg strength in 12 weeks. I've seen people who needed a cane leave it behind forever. Why? Because they stopped believing the lie that it's too late. Mobility is not just exercise. It's a daily contract with your future self. It's parking farther away on purpose. It's carrying your own groceries instead of letting someone else do it. It's bending down to tie your own shoes, not because it's easy, but because it keeps you from losing the ability. Think of your legs and core like your personal life insurance policy. The stronger they are, the more protected you are from falls, fractures, and the slow fade into dependence. And here's something the science books won't tell you. Movement also trains your mind. Every jump, every step, every lift teaches your brain that you are still capable, still adaptable, still young in spirit. That mental signal may be the most powerful anti-aging tool you have. So the choice is simple. Every day you either invest in your future or you quietly sign the papers to give it away. Let's get real for a second. If you're watching this right now from your couch, your recliner, or maybe your favorite kitchen stool, I want you to notice something. How many minutes have you been sitting in that exact position without moving? If the answer is I don't even know, that's your first red flag. You see, most people don't lose their mobility in one big event. It's stolen in tiny, invisible moments. Every hour you sit without standing, every day you skip a walk, every time you tell yourself, I'll stretch tomorrow. Dr. Vonda Wright, one of the most respected orthopedic surgeons and aging mobility researchers in America, calls this the calm, silent mobility crisis. She's treated thousands of people in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who didn't come to her because of one accident, but because their bodies simply stopped obeying them. That's why we're issuing a SeniorSpring Vitality Challenge. For the next 30 days, every single hour you're awake, stand up and move for at least 2 minutes. Doesn't matter if you're watching TV, reading a book, scrolling on your phone. When the clock hits the hour, you stand. March in place, stretch, reach, bend, walk to the kitchen and back. I don't care what it is, as long as you're vertical and in motion. Why? Because your muscles don't atrophy overnight. But they also don't wait politely for you to use them. They're more like impatient tenants, and if you ignore them, they pack up and leave. Do this for just 30 days and you'll notice. Standing feels easier. Getting out of bed feels smoother. Your legs don't groan as much when you walk. Your balance feels sharper. And maybe most importantly, you start to believe that, yes, you're still in control of your body. Now here's the kicker. At SeniorSpring Vitality, we'll be tracking this challenge together. And at the end of the 30 days, we want to hear your stories. Send in your videos, your progress notes, your before and after moments. Because every single one of you who does this proves that mass mobility after 60 is not luck, it's a choice. Let's take one last look at what we have learned today. Move every day. Not just to stay fit, but to literally fight off 33 chronic diseases tied to sedentary death syndrome. Protect your lean muscle mass. It's your life insurance against frailty, falls, and metabolic decline. Strengthen your bones. Not just for structure, but for the powerful hormones they release that keep your brain sharp and your metabolism steady. Eat for longevity. Cut the hidden sugars, load up on green leafy vegetables and lean proteins, and keep that glucose curve flat. Use the 3 core exercises. Lift heavy, add daily impact like jumps or stairs, and get your heart rate up regularly. You don't need to overhaul your life in one day, but you do need to take the first step today. Because the body you'll live in 5 years from now is being built in the choices you make this week. And here's my challenge to you. Don't let this just be interesting information you forget tomorrow. Take it as a personal wake-up call. You wouldn't skip your medication if your life depended on it. So why skip movement, nutrition, and strength training when you're whole, the future depends on it? This is exactly why SeniorSpring Vitality exists, to make sure you're not just living longer, but living better. And if you want to keep getting science-backed strategies like the ones from Dr. Wright, then subscribe right now. Not for me, but for the version of you that's still here at 90, walking tall, thinking sharp, and living free. Because time will pass either way. Make sure it passes with you standing strong. See you in the next one.